Well, TCU were trailing most of the fourth quarter against the Baylor Bears. They were needing a win to remain unbeaten. The clock running out until Griffin Kell hit a 40-yard field goal to win it. 29-28 the final score. And TCU get the job done and their streak remains alive. The fans absolutely loving it. Well, their fans loving it, but Baylor fans absolutely were not. And for more on this, we welcome back in Chip Patterson and Barrett Sallee. I mean, Chip, I'll start with you. What was your reaction to the ending of this match and to their unbeaten run staying alive?
What unbelievable late performance by this TCU team. To think that this team was without its three top offensive weapons for some of those final drives. The drive that we thought was going to tie the game before the failed two-point conversion, and then finally the drive that led to the game-winning field goal. Kendre Miller not in the game, Quentin Johnston not in the game. But you know who was in the game? Number 15, that quarterback, Max Duggan, who seems to get it all done. He put the offense on his own shoulders. For this TCU offense, without those key playmakers, to storm back against a real rival on the road and get that win. I joked with you earlier, Poppy, that my pick was all about vibes, and no, TCU did not cover the spread, but all of my vibe-related analysis seems to be playing out because you just cannot get in the way of this Horned Frogs team. What a special season, and it continues. They didn't even have a timeout, and they had to come run the special teams unit onto the field as the clock is burning down to the final seconds. Just an amazing final sequence, all the odds stacked against them. TCU marches on, still undefeated.
Yeah, it's a magical season. It's a magical season for TCU. And the clock management in this game. Sonny Dykes, I don't know how. If you go back and watch this, he's going to look himself in the mirror and be like, how did we win this game? 3rd and 7 from the 26 with under 20 seconds left. They run. I don't know why you would run, and then they have to run their field goal team out and kick it. Now, Sonny Dykes, to his credit, after the game said it looked a lot more frantic than it actually was because they practice that every single day. You practice that every single day. How many times do we actually see it in a game, much less a game-winning situation for a team that is going to be 10-0, now 11-0 going into rivalry weekend? It's a charmed season for TCU, and Max Duggan deserves a ton of credit because they hung in this game. TCU's defense was absolutely gassed in the first half, but Max Duggan made play after play to draw even 14-14 at halftime. To me, the fact that it was a tie game at halftime tells me that Max Duggan was making his opportunities count, and in the second half, it paid off because TCU made first down after first down. They kept possession. They kept their defense fresh, and it paid off with one of the most chaotic game-winning drives you'll see in a very long time.
Yeah, frantic, a good way to describe it. Barrett, assuming that they can remain unbeaten and make it to the college football playoff, how do you see them then matching up with some of the top-ranked sides?
I mean, you don't want to live this way if you're TCU. We've seen it for the last 2 months. They always seem to find a way to get the job done. And look, the committee has complimented them for that, as they should, because most other teams don't live like that. They don't get in situations where they can continue to come back. They find a way to throw it away. TCU doesn't. However, in the college football playoff, assuming they get there, they're going to have to play in Ohio State. They're going to have to play at Georgia. They're going to have to play, maybe in Michigan, although we'll see what happens late in this game against Illinois. So it's just, I think in a playoff situation, they're more likely to panic than they are in the regular season. Right now, it's a regular season. Look, they're teams that they see every single year. If they see the red and black G on the helmets across the way, the defending national champions, that's going to look and feel a little different. So I do think at some point, they're going to have to find ways to stop living like this, and they're running out of chances.
Styles make fights, and matchups are everything, and that includes the college football playoff semifinals. So let's say that with all the chaos that's ongoing, Tennessee is able to get into the college football playoff. I think TCU can beat Tennessee. let's say Michigan gets into the college football playoff. I think TCU might have a chance to score more than Michigan can, given the current state of Michigan's offense. But there are two teams that are extremely complete on both sides of the ball in a way that TCU, which is elite offensively but not so much defensively, can't really match up with, and that would be Georgia or Ohio State. So should the seeding fall that TCU avoids a Georgia or an Ohio State in the semifinal, I think the ceiling for this Horned Frogs team is to continue the magical season and appear in the national championship game on Monday, January 9th. But a matchup with either Georgia or Ohio State, I think, would be the end of the Hypnotoads' hop through this year. And I do think that that's where the more complete team would end up winning. But still, they continue to defy our expectations in terms of what a championship contender looks like and how they dominate from start to finish. Because with all these double-digit comebacks, with all these late-game heroics, the Frogs continue to win.
All vibes from TCU and Chip today. Chip, Barrett, thank you guys so much for all the reaction, and for more from Chip, make sure you download and subscribe to the Cover 3 podcast. It really is a fantastic listen, and it's available wherever you get your podcast. Download, subscribe, and enjoy the Cover 3 podcast.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.